Cancer, just because you're set up to fail doesn't mean you have to. Now, what does that mean? There's an unexpected success coming to you, but the tricky aspects will be allowing it to come to you and having enough faith to shuttle through all the crap that is going to be thrown at you to try to keep you from it. And what this crap is going to be is emotional. It's going to strike at your worst Achilles heel, which is that sensitivity we as Cancers have to displeasing others and not being what others needed, or succumbing to what we all too intuitively know to be what they want to hear instead of what we really are inside. How to avoid that? Well, there's a lot here. Let's put it that way. And as you guys know, there's always an extended video. So this reading is usually much more esoteric. The extended is blunt and literal, and it gives a different kind of a more in-depth message. So that link is below. But ultimately, you are not going to fail. You are not going to fail. There's something inside of you that is so powerful and strong. And I don't think that it's something easily accessed by any of us until it's like a life or death scenario. And usually it has to do with not just actual physical life and death, but something that matters to us more than our life itself. This has to do with a very great love. I cannot confirm that it is a romance because I don't think that that's all it is. That's not all love is. Oh, it does. It drives me crazy when people are like, oh, I don't want to hear about love. Well, I speak of love as big love. I don't mean romantic love. I don't know what other readers mean by it, but when I say love, I mean something that you love, something that makes your heart explode with joy, and you know it's your sole purpose to be connected to. That is what love is. Love, it's something that through your whole life has inspired you to be a better person and succeed. And for God's sake, if this is another human being, then I understand why you're holding on so hard to them, because that is a divine blessing. But for all of us Cancerians, that's not what it is. It is, sometimes it's a calling. It's something that we know that we are meant to do and be. And we are cardinal signs, and we are very creative. We are the mother, whether we're male or female, it doesn't matter. We are the seed and the heart of what new life comes into this world through. So yes, we have the power to be able to impregnate ourselves and generate it for ourselves, but not necessarily impregnating ourselves, but take something into ourselves, almost like, say it's like in vitro fertilization, right? We have a right to choose to take something into ourselves to then help us create something better from it. We have that power because we have consciousness. Now, ultimately, there is a lot of potential for failure right now. And that's basically all we can see. That's the scary part. That's the hard part. That's the difficulty. All we can see is where we've always failed in the past, how we've always been inadequate in the past, how something has never lived up in the past, how we should have learned our lesson by now, because isn't knocking your head against the same wall 1,000 different times and never getting and always getting the same results, isn't that insanity? Well, no, it's not. Actually, that was a quote by some famous person who I don't even know. The actual definition of insanity is when you have completely and totally removed yourself, detached yourself from reality, and it isn't clear that you're engaging in something that isn't actually happening. That's actually the clinical definition, or closer to it, I paraphrase, of insanity. So sometimes knocking and 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 oh, look, the door fell down. Have you achieved what you want? Then why are you thinking of quitting? Don't stop until you get there. If I could tell you how close you are, you wouldn't believe me. Because you've gotten so used to the trembling and the struggle and the denial. And I think that at this point in your life, you actually need that. Because if somebody told you how close you were, you might quit. You might intuitively be like, well, I can feel the success and that's all I need. And that's a bunch of bullshit, because that's not all you need. What you need is to get there. And you will get there, and you are going there, and you are about to open yourself up to a tremendous amount of ridicule and failure in order to get there. It's going to be so beautiful. Because I think that, because you are better at this than you actually realize. And you've, in some ways, been prepared for this your whole life. But I think you still deny yourself the chance to try, because all you see is basically what you've been taught to see, which is failure. But Cancers, this looming and imminent disaster is the greatest success of your life. It's like the greatest triumph and possibility that you could have ever found. What do you want? I ask you guys this a lot. What it is that you want. How do you see the world? Don't stop until it looks exactly that way. Now, this energy is not about insistence. It's about going with the flow and saying yes. So you're going to say yes to an opportunity that you normally would have said no to. You're going to say yes to an opportunity that it would have been easier for you to be like, nah, I'm not into it. But you will find that you are into it and that it does intrigue you. And there's just a reason to say yes. That is that Felix Felicis moment where you are just being led by spirit into a direction that you would think is a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. Now, what you've said yes to, and this is the tricky part of this week and why you have to just tune yourself into the flow, what you have said yes to will not be that dream come true, but it'll actually be a connection or a conduit to the next place, the place that you want to. You've been asking for a connection. You've been asking for a conduit. You've been asking and praying for help. It's just come to you. All you have to do is say yes to this little opportunity that sounds weird to you, that sounds out of place, that sounds like, how did this come up? I wasn't even looking for this. There you go. Take it. Grab it. It is your port key. It is your port key to that next dimension. Failure, fear of failure, false flattery. False flattery. Feeling that you're being falsely flattered. Extremely sensitive, extremely emotional, inner child. Maybe appealing to your childishness, or false flattery appealing to your childishness, or just you assuming that it's false flattery, or that it will eventually lead to destruction and decay, or that it is like not being able to take a fucking compliment, right? Not being able to believe that you're really good at something, or believe what you hear because of something deeply rooted inside of yourself. And for all signs, go watch any single video. And please, Cancers, always watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. Don't ever just watch your sun sign. Always go to your sun, moon, and rising sign. It's so important. We're three-dimensional creatures. You need to know those 3 dimensions of yourself at least. So that being said, there is something very deep here, and this, everybody this week, it's been coming up, something that has been buried extremely deep, fears that we have refused to face, or stuff that we didn't want to acknowledge, or even stuff that we've buried because we feel safer with it buried. We've put it away. Well, it's waking up and it's roaring loud, and it's not going to stay caged. It is coming out. And for you, it's almost like a sensitivity, a lack of deserving. Always being that person that shoos away the compliment. Oh, you don't have to say thank you. Don't thank me. Don't thank me. Thank me. You're welcome. Well, you're welcome. That's all you have to say. Or when somebody says, you know how beautiful you are, thank you. Thank you so much. Don't sit there and argue with them and say, oh, no, I'm not beautiful. This is like, I just got my hair done, or maybe it's the tan. There's something inside of you that is making you want to just push away this new opportunity as, oh, false flattery. You have to remove yourself from that. You have to gain a healthy perspective and distance from any kind of idea that you're not worth it. And I feel like in a lot of ways, you're challenging yourself in order to prove to yourself that you're worth it. And you may be pushing yourself too far, but ultimately for you, Cancer, it's time to push. Push yourself too far so that even when you get pushed back, you'll be farther ahead than you were. We like to sidewind and take those sort of like safe steps. This is that time when we take the risk to beeline. Because even then, when there will be some sort of pushback. But when we look back, we'll realize, holy shit, but look how much ground I gained. I'm telling you, this is about facing your fears. Commit yourself to this idea. If you're going on a journey, or you're going on a transition, you're traveling somewhere, or you're moving out of your comfort zone, commit yourself to it. Let yourself be out of your comfort zone and take this opportunity to take this chance and say yes. Say yes to this new trip. Say yes to this new vacation. Say yes to this opportunity. Say yes. Commit yourself to it and sort of like lay yourself bare. Because when you remain open, you are incredible. There's nothing that you can't achieve, but there will be a sense of having to go far away, committing yourself to some sort of journey or some sort of adventure, or distancing yourself from what you normally would do and doing this thing that seems weird for you. There's good stuff coming in. Ultimately, this is part of your soul's journey. Have a very clear image of what the world you want looks like, and then open yourself up to follow these footsteps. You are literally, the portal has opened, you've stepped through. Well, now you're walking in new terrain. So it is uncomfortable. But ultimately, what you don't understand is this new terrain is an amalgamation of your imagination. This new terrain is what you create. And every step is like a brushstroke that you paint. Where do you want to go and where do you want to be? Step in that direction. Step in that direction. Because the person that you go on this blind date with might not be the love of your life, but they certainly might know them. Or they'll lead you to the job where you'll meet them. Take the step. Success is a series of steps. And your leap of faith right now will be that first one step. Now, soul family and divine masculine, there is an energy here of being called toward your counterpart, your divine masculine, your divine counterpart, finding your soul family, finding the people that really resonate with you, and through them finding that person that you really belong with, or finding your energy and finding your creative power, finding the people that inspire your creative power or appreciate the contribution you can make to something. Okay, this little angel comes around to remind yourself how beautiful you are and that you do have value and how much value you actually have. This little angel comes around to say, guess what? Love. You're looking at love. You're looking at love. You're looking at yourself. But I feel like this is more, you're looking at love. Spontaneous and intuitive creation. It's coming through the divine. It's coming through God. I wouldn't be surprised if you just had an amazing idea recently. You have to act upon it. Even if you're scared, even if you're walking on shaky legs and, oh, I don't have all the equipment, I don't have all the right things. Well, guess what? Get the equipment, or start with the equipment that you have. Take the opportunity and then get the equipment and get yourself prepared. Say yes. Even if you think you're going to fail, because you're not. Check this out. Good fortune, abundance, prosperity, as well as blessings are at your doorstep. They're coming to you. And there's some sort of money, maybe money that's been won, or money that's just come into you, or abundance that's just come your way, that's going to lessen the load and lessen the stress. It's going to help you do this. It's going to help you make it better. It's also it's also saying, unchain yourself from the ties of money. So if money is sort of that restrictive force from you, then push it away. Like literally, it's almost like, I got this reading for somebody else too. There's abundance coming in that's going to sort of make this a little bit less for you. Or you should just throw caution to the wind, even if it means spending your absolute last dime. Make the investment in this because it's the place to make the investment. I know this is a big risk. Have faith in your dreams. But also there is this sense of manifest them. Don't just be content with dreaming. Now is the time to actually start building and turning them into a new reality. And that does take falling down and getting your fingernails dirty. But believe in your dreams enough to know that you have the power to manifest them. Nothing is yet set in stone. There has been a setback, right? A feeling of, hey, somebody else already got it. Somebody else already took it. Somebody else already won it. Somebody else. Nothing is set in stone. Things are in constant motion. Even if you think the doors have closed for you, the gears could shift and those doors could pop open tomorrow. So don't let what you think has been denied to you stop you from continuing to move forward, because it hasn't really been denied to you. Those doors can still open even if they've been shut. Your hard work is paying off. Hell yeah, it is. That means don't stop. Keep going. A new start is coming. Something that you don't anticipate, something that you don't see is on the way and on the horizon. A new start, a new beginning that you've earned by not giving up. Because nothing is set in stone. And doors can always open and walls can always crumble. And that next head crack can be the one that actually shatters that wall you've been trying to get through for the past 10 years. Please understand that even if you've been rejected, what you need to do now is pound it even more. You need to take the risk on yourself, even if you think that you're doing the stupidest thing in the world. This is the time. This is the breakthrough. This is the breakthrough that you don't see coming because you're so used to failing. Seriously. This is messages from your spirit guide, your animal guides. Oh, wow. Everything came out in the past. What's the future? Wow. The future? I asked, what's the future? And this card came out in reverse. The future is what you make of it. You decide. What does it look like? Now let's get into this shit from the past, because you know we're always into shit from the past. Feeling stuck, feeling broken, and feeling constantly manipulated. They came up right away. This is it. Feeling stuck in constant manipulation, constant deceit, constant trickery, constantly being looked over, constantly being passed over, constantly being unlucky, constantly being stuck, constantly being broke, constantly being out of money. You want to know why? Because you were investing. And I know it was hard, but you never gave up. And you never should. And if you can stand up to face these constant fears every day, then you should be welcoming the relief that you're about to receive. Trust in the magic. There is a new beginning here and a new start, a new mindset and a new way to look at things, a new outlook. But it's not just happening to you, it's happening on the outside. Freedom is yours. 2 forms of Aquarian energy. So this new mindset finally sets you free. Yes, you were stuck. Yes, you were ridiculed. Yes, you were not rejected, etc., etc. But something has liberated you, and that is the cosmos. This is the change. This is as Jupiter moves into Aquarius, as Saturn moves into Aquarius. This shift actually makes people a lot more interested in things that they thought were odd. And Cancers, we can be the biggest oddballs of them all. So ultimately, it is this shift in the cosmos. Look at 66 and 33, repeating numbers. This is 100% in destiny. 100% destiny. You're breaking out of these chains because the chains are breaking. Because doors that were once closed are opening. But you're not going to get there if you stopped. So keep moving forward because they're not closed doors anymore. Lay a solid foundation. Okay, step by step. This is investing in the future and determining that you have a future, right? Laying the groundwork. You're laying the ground. Every step that you take now is laying the groundwork for something new and something better to happen. 4. Use your energy, because this is Aries energy. This is divine masculine energy. You want to bring something to a conclusion? You want to break through? Then you have to keep on pushing. This is be a diva about it, but be open about it. Love is all around you. So this is Gemini energy. So this is words of encouragement and words of love, but this is also acceptance and you being accepted and you being something that intrigues people, or being intrigued and sharing your enthusiasm for something. This is love coming from your family. This is love coming from your home space. This is maybe support that you thought that you wouldn't get. But this is definitely like finally being able to hear those things like, wow, you've basically broken through that family karma. You've basically healed family wounds just by believing there was something better. You got to believe it before you can get it, right? Here are your angel messages. If you have not subscribed yet, please do click that subscribe button and ring that bell, because you'll get notified when I upload all your favorite content, including the Cancer specific reading that comes out every single Friday. Every single Friday you can check back for this Cancer specific reading. It comes out between 5 and 6 a.m. Pacific time. Also, you can head on over to Vimeo, even right now if you want, to get your extended reading. We're going to basically suss out the actual nitty-gritty details of your steps along this process, which would be very comforting to know. That link is below. As well, you can subscribe over on Vimeo, and you'll actually have access to the extendeds a day before the link comes out on YouTube. And then I invite you every day. I give a live reading over on my Instagram page, born_without_boundaries. Over on Instagram, Monday through Friday, I do a daily tarot card reading for everybody, and I can interact live with you too. So let's get into your angel messages. Archangel Michael is here with you. The path is now clear. I have removed all obstacles in your way. You can move forward now with ease and confidence. You will achieve what your heart desires. I know you're like, there's no way. And that's okay, because you know what? Archangel Michael doesn't sit there and he doesn't put on airs. He knows himself, right? So he's like, no, it's clear, and it's just waiting for you to get on that road. I know you think the door is still closed because you knocked your head into it too many times. Nope, I've opened it for you. It's okay. You can take that step. Prayer. You've been praying a lot. I know you have, because I'm you and I have. No matter how difficult the situation may seem, all is possible. Ask. We are listening. That door that you've been asking to crack open for you, it just cracked open. Anxiety. We surround you with the healing light of amethyst. Take a deep breath and breathe in this beautiful violet light. Feel your anxiety melting away. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. Transformation. Through the great love that holds you in its embrace, you are moment by moment transforming to ever greater light, ever greater oneness, and ever greater wisdom. Mindfulness. Be mindful of another's feelings and needs. Someone needs your love right now. A loving thought is all it takes. Interesting. Let's see how that opens up doors for you. I'll see you in the extended Cancer. Link is below.